What up? What up? What up? Hey guys, it's your resident online mortgage lender, Robert Lewis, NMLS license number 180100. Hopefully, this video finds you well. Today, I want to speak to those of you that are out in the marketplace and you want to buy a home, but you just don't know what to do. I believe I have 4, 5 questions that everyone should ask themselves. Um, First time home buyers, move up buyers, what have you. These are very good questions to get the process started. I believe that this is the first place you should start. You shouldn't go out and get a loan or qualify for a loan or talk to a realtor. You got to understand the why, especially for first time home buyers. You got to understand the why of what you're doing. Uh, all the data that I look at says that most folks are online or tapping into their sphere of influence for at least 6 months, even up to 8 months before you get ready to even approach someone, i.e., a lender, realtor, what have you, about buying a home. So these types of videos are very important because it goes to the education piece. Okay. Before we get started, if anyone hops on while we're doing the video and you'd like to ask a question, leave a comment or add some value so that those are watching live or later can benefit from it, feel free to do so. As long as it's respectful, by all means, uh, have at it. Okay. Also, real quick, 210-570-6382 is how you can reach out to me via text, is the preferred initial contact point. From there, we'll work out scheduling a consultation. Again, it's about education with me. We don't have commission breath over here, and we're not trying to force you to do anything. You shouldn't be forced to buy anything, especially not a home, the largest transaction that most adults will get into in their lives. Well, I don't know. Student loans might be replacing that, but I digress. How do you know? How do I know if I'm ready, if you're ready to buy a home? That is what we're going to get into right about now. So, um, the first thing I believe you should do when asking yourself that question is follow it up with several other questions. First being this, and this may seem obvious, but again, you'd be surprised at the number of people that I'm speaking to that are already in contract and they haven't considered this question, especially in the environment that we're in now, right? So, do you have a reliable source of income? Okay. And income is very important, right? Uh, so, you want to sit down and have a real analysis of your income, job, source of income situation, be it W 2, 1099 if you're in business for self, and really be very conservative if you're on the business side of things to make sure that if I move forward with this purchase, I'm going to be good. I'm not going to have heartburn every night. I'm not going to regret what I've done because I'm making an assumption that I'm going to make a lot of monies. Okay. We're going to go off. You should go off what you've actually done. And then if you're forecasting in the environment that we're in, I'd forecast no more than 5% growth, 3 to 5% for the next year. And that should give you a very conservative number on the business side of things. If you're a W 2 employee, make sure that you're good on your job. One thing that I could add anecdotally on that, linchpins and folks that are adding value should always feel secure in their jobs. Okay. Regardless of the economic environment that we're in, if they're talking recession or not. If you're a linchpin, meaning the thing can't work without you, okay, you're good. You're gonna be the last one to go. If you're always adding value, you're good there, right? But anywho, I digress. Do you have a reliable source of income? This is a question that you have to ferret out, vet out, and be honest with yourself before you even think about reaching out to a lender and or a realtor. Number two, how much money do you have in savings? Again, be surprised how many folks are buying homes without zero, zilch, nada, no monies. I think it's a disjustice, unjustice, disjustice. I don't know if that's the proper way to say it, but as a realtor or a lender, should you be putting folks in homes that don't have any money? And I can hear you guys, hey, they're grown, they could do what they want to do. But if we continue to have that mindset, we won't have access to the best real estate market on the planet via the form of leverage. If you don't know, every time you go out and buy something now, uh, we're creating money out of thin air. Okay. You're able to leverage with real estate, got a big fulcrum, right? Put a little bit down, leverage a lot, and that money's created. So it's very important that we're doing our job of putting people, protecting people from themselves and not having commission breath just to make a commission. But we need homeowners that understand these things, that are able to weather storms like we're in now, right? Shout out to everybody that I've helped. Uh, y'all willing, you're good, right? Because when we qualified you, we made sure you had these things in place because it's not when it's gonna or if it's gonna rain, but when. Okay, what goes up comes down. It's a cycle. So you have to be honest with yourself here. How much money do you have in savings? Okay, I've said it ad nauseum. I'm gonna say it again. Let's assume you're on the first time home buyer spectrum and you're looking to leverage as much as possible. Okay, first time home buyer being anyone who has not had ownership interest in a real estate, residential real estate within the most recent 3 years. You're a first time home buyer. Okay, now uh, if you're looking to leverage, depending on where your credit score is and things of that nature on the conventional side, you could put as little as 3% as a down payment plus your closing costs. Okay, so let's call that on a conventional side out of pocket. Let's look at 6.5% of the total purchase price as monies that you would need. That's just to get in the door. Okay. You could reach out to me and we could figure out what an estimated monthly payment is, PITI, principal, interest, taxes, insurance. And after that 6% on that conventional scenario, okay, to get in the door, then you want to have minimum 2 months of reserves, meaning that's money that you don't have to touch. Okay. And that's bare minimums, right? So, how much money do you have? Second question that you have to ask yourself and really sit down, put pen to paper, and get a true picture of where you are. Number three, do you have a good payment history, right? What is your history look like, or what does it look like as it pertains to the bills that you've had, obligations that you've had, and your history? Okay. Those of you that are scholars, you're probably starting to see a trend. These questions really line up with the C's, right? The C's of credit, right? Character. This will go in the character bucket. How you've handled your credit. There's been some new buzz out here recently that uh, FICO, Fair Isaacs Corporation, might have some competition that's created by the three repositories anyway, but I digress. We might be coming from the older FICO scoring models and looking at a newer version that's supposedly going to help more people get in. I don't know if that's the case because it's going to be heavily weighted on trended data, not just looking at a snapshot in time, how people can manipulate credit scores now if you want to buy, but looking over a period of time, 24 to 30 months. So you want to make sure you have a good payment history, okay? Because past performance is the best indicator of future performance, especially when it deals with behaviors, right? There's no guarantee, but you look at the past to kind of get an idea of the future, okay? Moving right along. Boom. Do you know your net monthly income. Do you know your net monthly income? So I know we feel like a lot of things, but have you put pen to paper? Sit down. Okay. I, I've made sure my source of income is solid, it's reliable. Okay. I've made sure that I have some savings for down payment, closing costs, whatever, and money's left over for reserve for maintenance and life happening. Okay. I made sure that my history of taking care of my obligations is good. So I can have the highest credit and the best opportunity to secure the lowest cost of funds available at whatever time that it is that I get ready to buy. And I know, and I'm good at all those things because I know my numbers and I know my net monthly income, not what my gross is, but after I've paid my bills, I'm talking about net, what you have left over. Because a lot of people that I'm talking to help four people this week that I'm not closing a loan on. Okay. I am a home ownership advocate, right? Because when you get into a home, because I own real estate, we need you to thrive, not survive. You got to keep the house up. Okay. We're all in this together. We can't have a bunch of foreclosures, right? It's not how it works. Okay. So know your net numbers. And once you're comfortable with your net numbers, in light of the plan of action that you have in place when you're thinking about buying a home, that's going to be your best experience. Okay. You're going to thrive in that environment. You're not going to have buyer's remorse, right? Now, do you like this type of content? It's short and sweet. I've listened to what you guys said. Sometimes I could go a little long, but not today. So if you would like to reward me, right? Let's do this. If you want a home buying plan, okay, you take me, get your phone and snap that QR code, and those two things together will equal you getting into a home if you're serious. All joking aside, right? So if you like a home buying plan, if you're in the discovery phase of things and you don't want somebody just shoving a loan down your throat, then let's have a conversation. So click the QR code and schedule your consultation. Last and most, enjoy your weekend. And if you want to purchase real estate, let me encourage you. It's the best thing cooking, right? Regardless of what all the gurus tell you, they got some. They got a lot of it. A lot of them have the type that you have to rent from them. So I'm a home ownership advocate. Get you one. You don't have to get 10, get one and go from there, right? Because two-thirds of most US citizens' net worth is derived from the equity in their home. So with that, my time is up, but I thank you for yours. As I always say, let's be good to one another. Let grace abound. And until the next time, peace. Y'all have a great weekend.